Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 8 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 8 and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter operations with rational numbers. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. So here I am on grade 8 math. We're going to start with the lesson operations with rational numbers. Let's just start with the first one, that is reciprocals and multiplicative inverse. Let's just start with the lesson. What is the reciprocal of 2 over 5? So whenever we need to find a reciprocal of a fraction, we simply switch the numerator and denominator, right? So the reciprocal of 2 by 5 is, you have to switch numerator and denominator. The reciprocal of 2 by 5 is 5 over 2, right? The reciprocal of 2 by 5 is 5 by 2. You have to switch the numerator and denominator whenever you need to find the reciprocal of a fraction, right? Okay. What is the multiplicative inverse of 6 over 7? So whenever you have to find the multiplicative inverse of a fraction, you simply have to switch numerator and the denominator, right? So multiplicative inverse and the reciprocals, they are kind of same, right? Let's just start with the test questions. What is the reciprocal of 10 over 9, which is the correct option? The reciprocal of 10 over 9 is 9 over 10, right? Option number 1 is the correct option, that is 9 over 10. What is the reciprocal of negative 2 over 3? You simply have to switch numerator and denominator. Sign is exactly the same, right? So that would be negative 3 over 2. Option number 1 is the correct one. Just keep the sign same, simply switch the numerator and denominator. So that would be negative 3 over 2. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? What is the multiplicative inverse of negative 4 over 5? You have to keep the sign same, just switch numerator and denominator, right? So the correct option is negative 5 over 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the multiplicative inverse of 6 over 5? The correct option is, yes, 5 over 6. It is option number 2 is the correct option, right? Simply switch the numerator and denominator. So option number 2 is the correct option. What is the multiplicative inverse of 6 over 7? So which is the correct option? Yes, that is 7 over 6. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? What is the multiplicative inverse of negative 7 over 5? What is multiplicative inverse of negative 7 over 5? Which is the correct option? Sign must be same. You just have to reciprocal the numerator and denominator, right? So that would be option number 1. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. Okay, the next lesson is add and subtract rational numbers. Let's just start with the next lesson. Okay, subtract 3 by 4 minus 1 over 4. So basically they looks like the fractions. So you have to exactly solve them like fractions. Simply subtract 3 by 4 minus 1 by 4. They have exactly same numerators, denominators. Subtract their numerators. 3 minus 1 is 2, so that is 2 over 4, right? Divide them by the greatest number that can divide both numerator and denominator. So the answer is 1 over 2, right? The rational numbers, they have the exactly same properties like the fractions. You can solve them like the same way we do the fractions. So 3 by 4 minus 1 by 4, which is the correct option? 3 by 4 minus 1 by 4. Yes, the correct option is 1 over 2. Option number 2 is the correct option. 1 by 10 plus 4 by 5. So they have, unlike denominators, first thing is you need to make the denominator same like we do with fractions, right? So 5 times 2 is 10. You have to multiply this fraction by 2. So that is 4 times 2 and 5 times 2. That is 1 over 10 plus 8 over 10, right? So you simply add the numerators. 8 plus 1 is 9. That is 9 over 10. The correct option is option number 1. That is 9 over 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. The correct option is option number 1, that is 9 over 10. 3 by 10 plus 1 by 10, which is the correct option. Let's just make their denominators. Like denominators, that is 3 over 10. You have to multiply this fraction by 5, like we do with fractions, right? Nothing new here. 3 by 10 plus 5 over 10. So you need to add them, that is 8 over 10. Convert them into the simplest form, divide them by the common number, that is 2. So the correct option is 4 over 5. Option number 2 is the correct option, right? That is 4 over 5. Okay, the next one is 2 by 5 minus 1 by 5, which is the correct option. The correct option is, yes, that is 1 over 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. 7 over 10 plus 3 over 5, which is the correct option. Yes, that is 13 over 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. 9 by 10 minus 3 over 5. So, which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is 3 over 10. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? The correct option is, yes, that is 1 over 2. Option number 2 is the correct option. Very good. 1 by 5 plus 1 by 5, which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is 2 over 5. Option number 2 is the correct option, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is add and subtract rational numbers, word problem. You can do the word problems on your own, right? Let's just start with the next lesson, that is apply addition and subtraction rules. The number line shows an unknown number w. Is negative w positive or negative? Negative w or simply w? Because you have the, here you have a 0, right? And w is on the right hand side of the 0, right? Because w is on the right hand side of the 0, so that means w must be positive. That is not negative w, that is it, only w. Is w positive or negative? W is positive because 0. W is on the right hand side of the 0, right? If w is on the left hand side of the 0, that means w is negative, right? But here, because that is on the right hand side of the w, so that is positive. Got it? You have to see the position of the 0. Like for the next example, you can see here. Here is 0 and w is on the left hand side of the 0, right? That means w must be a negative number because w is on the left hand side of the 0. The correct option is w is on the left hand side of the 0. W is on the, w is negative, right? Let's just start with the test questions. The number line shows an unknown number q. Is q positive or negative? So which is the correct option? Q is on the left hand side of the 0, right? That means q must be negative. Option number 1 is the correct option. The number line shows an unknown number y. Is negative y positive or negative? Which is the correct option? Y is on the left hand side of the 0. So y must be negative. The correct option is negative. The number line shows an unknown number d. Is d positive or negative? Which is the correct option? T is on the left hand side of 0, right? So t must be negative. The correct option is negative. The correct option is negative. B is positive. The correct option is positive. Yes, R is a positive number. The correct. Yes, the correct option is W is negative because W is on the left hand side of the 0, so that must be negative, right? You just have to see the position of the 0. If the number is on the left hand side of the 0, that means that must be negative, and if on number is on the right hand side of the 0, that means the number is positive, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is multiply and divide rational numbers. Let's just start with the next lesson. So division is also exactly the same like you do, like you divide the fractions, right? So let's just start with the first one. That is negative 8 divided by negative 1 by 8 divided by negative 1 by 8. So because both the numbers are negative, right? And when you divide two negative numbers, the answer must be positive. Also, when like we do with fractions, when you divide, do you have to remove the division sign, and dividing the fraction is exactly same as multiplying by its reciprocal, right? So what we have to do is simply convert that division sign to multiplication and multiply by the reciprocal. That actions, right? 2 times 1 is 2 and 8 times 1 is 8. Divide them by the largest number, so that would be 1 over 4. Got it? The correct option is 1 over 4. That's what we do with the fraction. This isn't new, right? If you have any questions still, you can ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions, right? Let's just start with the test question. Okay, the first one is negative 1 over 2 divided by 5 over 7, right? Because one of the number is negative, so answer is negative, right? So let's just replace the division side with multiplication and multiply it with the reciprocal. You have to do negative 1 over 2 multiply 7 over 5, right? That is the reciprocal of this term. So negative 1 times 7 is negative 7 and 5 times 2 is 10. So that would be negative 7 over 10. The correct option is negative 7 over 10. Got it? The correct option is negative 7 over 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, divide negative 2 by 5 divided by 1 over 2. So, which is the correct option? You have to replace the division sign with multiplication. So, that would be negative 2 over 5 multiplied by 2 over 1. So, that would be 2 times 2 is negative 4 and 5 times 1 is 5. So, that would be negative 4 over 5. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? That is negative 4 over 5. The correct option is option number 1, that is negative 4 over 5. 3 by 4 times 5 over 6 and multiplying the rational numbers is exactly same like we do the fractions. Just do numerator time numerator. 3 times 5 is 15 and 6 times 4 is 24. So that is 15 over 24. Divide them by the greatest number. So that would be, you can divide them by 3. 3 times 5 is 15 and 3 times 8 is 24. So the correct option is 5 over 8. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 5 over 8. Got it? Option number 1 is the correct option. Multiply negative 1 over 6 times 3 over 4. So which is the correct option? Yes, that is 1 over 8. Option number 2 is the correct option. Option number 2 is the correct option. 1 by 8 it is. 1 over 8 divided by 1 over 4. So which is the correct option? Replace the division sign with multiplication. So the correct option is, yes, that is 1 over 2, option number 2 is the correct option, right? 1 by 5 divided by 1 by 3, which is the correct option? Yes, that is 3 over 5, option number 2 is the correct option, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is multiply and divide rational numbers word problem. You can do the word problems on your own, right? I'm going to start with apply multiplication and division rules. Okay, the number line shows an unknown number c. Is negative 4c positive or negative? So you can see c is on the left hand side of the zero, right? That means c is already a negative number, right? Now you're going to multiply the c with negative 4. So when you multiply two negative numbers, the answer is always a positive number, right? So the correct option is positive because you're multiplying two negative numbers. Got it? And the product of two negative numbers is always a positive number. Got it? Okay, the next example is the number line shows an unknown number p. Is negative 3p positive or negative? So you can see p is already on the left hand side of the zero. That means p is a negative number, right? And you are multiplying p with again a negative number. So negative 3 times negative p, p is a negative number, right? So when you multiply two positive numbers, the product is, when you multiply two negative numbers, the product is positive. That would be 3p, right? The correct option is 3p. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. The number line shows two numbers, unknown numbers v and w, right? Is vw positive or negative? V and w, they both are on the right hand side of the zero, right? That means both the numbers are positive, so their product is also, both the numbers are positive, so their product is also a positive number, right? The correct option is positive it is. The number line shows an unknown number t. Is 2t positive or negative? Which is the correct option? t is on the left hand side of the 0, right? That means t is a positive number, a negative number, and 2 is a positive number. So product of positive and a negative number is always a negative number. So the correct option is negative it is. The number line shows an unknown number p. Is negative 3p positive or negative? P is already a negative number, right? And multiplying a negative number with a negative number, when you multiply two negative numbers, the answer is always a positive number. So negative 3p is a positive number. The number line shows two numbers, unknown numbers q and r. Is qr positive or negative? So which is the correct option? Yes, both q and r are positive, right? So that means both q and r are positive numbers. So their product is also positive. The correct option is positive it is. The correct option is positive. The number line shows an unknown number s. Is 4s positive or negative? Which is the correct option? Yes, s is a positive number because s is on the right hand side of the 0. So s is a positive number. The number line shows two unknown numbers c and d. Is cd positive or negative? Which is the correct option? Both c and d are on the left hand side of the 0, right? That means both the numbers are negative. But the product of two negative numbers is always a positive number, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 8 math. The chapter we were working on is operations with rational numbers. And the lessons we have covered today are reciprocals and multiplicative inverses, add and subtract rational numbers, what problems you have to do on your own. Then we did apply addition and subtraction rules, multiply and divide rational numbers, what problems you have to do on your own, apply multiplication and division rules, right? And the last lesson, apply addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. You have to do this lesson on your own, right? Because these are the lessons we have covered, right? So if you have any questions related to the lessons we have just finished, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Or either you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9. Or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10. So that's all for today. If you have any question, you can please ask. No questions? Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.